Okay, so two of the top teams in the Form League meet this weekend, and without doubt, Leicester's toughest test yet. Let's check in with Richard and Ayham as we preview Swansea against Leicester. How are you both?
Hi, good evening, Mark. How are you? You
Oh,
okay?
yeah, we're good, thank you. We'll come to the smugness of Ayham in a in a second. Let's start with the Swans then. Richard, we meet every week, and I'm running out of superlatives for how Swansea are playing. This is, along with Middlesbrough, been a quite turnaround. So we won't keep asking you about that turnaround because I'm sure you're very happy with it. Um, just talk us through the Plymouth game a little bit though, if you can, because it sounded from the commentary and what I was reading that actually Plymouth had moments in that game where they're actually on top. Is that right?
Yeah, it's one of those games really where you take your chances, I think. And first half, really, we were very we had good play, but Plymouth also had the kind of factor of the ex-player coming to haunt you, Luke Cundle getting on the score sheet. We all thought it was going to be somebody else, one of the strikers we used to have as well. So it was Cundle, but we came back into the match. We level at half time, came up second half, and then the big thing with us was Carl Rushworth. He made a really good save the minutes into that second half, denying a really good opportunity, and we took advantage of it really, and we broke. And I tell you, one player who's really come into his own this season now, out of favour completely last year, Jamie Patterson. Looked like he was leaving. All of a sudden now he's got a fresh lease of life, out of contract at the end of the season. We'll have to really look into that. But a delightful ball he put through for the third goal. Outside the foot, bent around the defence, and Exeter's ex-player Josh Keys in there just to
Yes.
smash it in. Right, celebrated in front of the fans. He liked that one. It was such a good victory and such a good way to end that part of the season into the international break. On a high with 4 wins in a row, and it's sort of bring on Leicester now. We're confident. We're a bit afraid, but we're confident.
Yeah, I mean, you've got scored 11 goals in that time as well. Sheffield Wednesday, Millwall, Norwich, and Plymouth. So this isn't going to be 0-0, is it?
We don't get nil-nils these days, especially down here. Last season, I don't know how many times I was down there. Late goals, drama, last 10 minutes, and even though it's a different change of management style, there's still goals in the games. We've scored in every match, so I'm expecting a really entertaining contest. Michael Duff, he's saying he's not going to put men behind the ball. It's going to be a good game, to watch for the neutral. I just hope we're on the right side of the win.
Yeah, but the neutral, we're all hoping that Leicester start dropping points soon. Otherwise, it's going to make for a very boring, it's going to be boring, boring championship season, isn't it? However, having said that, of course, Leicester don't concede very many on their travels, do you? I think three goals conceded in the whole of your away travel so far. Let's cross away time. Thanks, Richard. We'll come back to you in a minute for some team news. All right, What do we talk to you about? I mean, is it surprising that just how well you're playing?
Not at all. Not at all. And just before we get into the game, I mean, credit where credit is due. What Swansea has done the past few games has been great, but I think that will end on Saturday. I can be confident. I am allowed to be confident. I mean, we're top of the league. I don't see anyone stopping us. So, like I said, your good form will end on Saturday.
So you've scored 4 times in two of the last three away games, but you recognise, don't you, that this is a Swansea team that are flying.
I mean, it's not like we're not flying, but again, I think this will be one of the toughest games that we've had recently. Uh, but you need to keep in mind that we're coming back from an international break, so whatever momentum a team has could reset.
So he rotated the players, didn't he, for the Stoke game? Maresca and Didi and Frez came in. Does he revert back, or what would you do this weekend?
So I think we'd go back to our strongest lineup. But let's be real, we've got two very strong lineups. I mean, we've seen against Norwich, we played the second team, and yet we controlled that game from start to finish.
And what about Vardy over Iheanacho?
See, the thing is, I want Vardy to play just, I want that. But seeing Iheanacho coming back, He's scoring goals again, and we all know Iheanacho is a confidence player. So if he gets on the score sheet one day, he will get on the score sheet for the next few games. So if he rotates between both strikers, that's fine by me. Still confident.
Okay. The last time these two played each other was in the Premier League in 2018. Can you recall your managers back then, either of you?
It was Claude Puel.
It was Claude Puel, yeah. And Richard, the Swansea manager, was...
Wow. Well, we've had a few since then.
That's you had a few.
No, it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah, it was Carlos Carvajal against Claude
Carvajal.
Puel. I mean, crikey. That was only 2018, and yet that feels, I don't know if it feels to you both, but the manager's about 10 years, 10, 15 years ago. But
so many different styles of play as well. And so many
Yeah.
different managers, and players have come and gone. It's a long time ago.
Yeah, and Leicester have got a quite a good record. They've won 2 of the last 3. Let's go to you, Richard, for the team news then. Injuries are abating now. We should see full strength side here.
Well, that's one thing with an international break. You never know what you're going to get when you come back. But no fresh injuries. We've got Pedersen back, likely to probably play on the left-hand side now. He'll come back in. Cabango's touch and go, apparently. So he didn't play the last match. So he'll be quite competitive at the back in the centre-half position. Now we've gone to a 4 rather than a 5. I think they got those few players long-term injured, but it's quite a settled team at the moment now. I think with Jerry Yates come back in last game, scored, so quite happy with that one. It's just more along the lines of, I think, what kind of tactical decisions is Duff going to make. He says he's going to play a certain way, but he clearly has a plan in mind. He talked in his conference today about how he knows how Leicester play. They play very similar style to Manchester City. The assistants brought in this kind of formation change, and they're working very well with it. So he's very clued up on the fact that a lot of teams have come and tried different methods against Leicester and failed, but he's confident he's found something that you think you can get something out of the game. But I think his key message was really, it's no point in trying to defend out and trying to hold in for a point. The only way we're going to get something off Leicester if we play our own way and play our own style and perhaps, I wouldn't say dominate possession, because Leicester have got very much a lot of good Premier League quality players with a lot of experience, international experience. You mentioned Iheanacho, but the midfield in itself, I think, is fantastic at Leicester. I don't think there's a better midfield in the league, and I think that is why they are in the league at the top. So, but we're not bad. It depends how Grimes and Patino, if they can get much play on the ball, how they're going to do. But in terms of the team, I wouldn't be surprised if we did see Jay Fulton in there for an extra body, but we'll have to see.
Right, prediction time then. It's Swansea Leicester, Swansea.com Stadium. Richard, what are you going with?
Well, I'm being optimistic with the form. I'm going to go for a 2-2 draw, nice and high scoring.
Excellent. And go on, Ayham.
I mean, I'd like another win, so I'm going comfortable 2-0.
All right, cool. I think Swansea are going to do this one. I think this is, if Leicester are going to lose, it's going to be games like this. So nothing against Cheyenne, but we need this. We need the league to be a bit more competitive, don't we, than what it is. We can't have Leicester.
I mean, if that's what you want, but for us, we're enjoying it up there.
I'm sure you are. Right, folks. We will see you next week when we preview your next games. Enjoy the game. It's going to be a cracker. Cheers, folks.
Thank you. Cheers.
See you later.
Bye-bye.